allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Here.
Councilman McCarthy.
Here.
Councilman Wareheim.
Here.
Want me to do the whole thing?
Under public hearings, the town board to consider a special exception petition as submitted by Long Island Sports Arena. The special exception is for an addition of a new 6,300 square foot steel building to the existing building located at 620 Middle Country Road, St. James. Someone here on behalf of the applicant? Please.
Good evening, Supervisor and members of the board. I am Mark Mancini, architect for the project. I'm from 222 Middle Country Road is my office. And behind me is the owner.
My name is Adam Dichter. I'm one of the owners of the Sports Arena in St. James.
Supervisor, as you know, one of the great things about this is this building has been many renditions over the years, but recently has become quite the area for our young people in Smithtown. It right now boasts a soccer field on the inside, a hockey rink, and other sports as well, which Adam can elaborate on. This proposal is a small addition to the building, considering the size of it at 42,000 square feet or so. 6,300 square feet. It's going to offer now basketball for the sports arena. It's going to combine it and be part of the building. So this complex is going to work as one. All the bathrooms and everything can be used that are in the existing building. And it's not really taking any landscaping from the site. We're just basically taking a little bit of asphalt area that was at one, currently is an outdoor basketball court. And that's really the gist of this. It's a great use. It's part of this whole area, and I think it's going to work very well.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions. Anybody in the audience? And we'll move to close the hearing. Thank you for your appearance.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim.
Yes.
The next public hearing is,
Good.
okay. Town board to consider town's entry onto certain real property located at 58 Wyandanch Boulevard, reputedly owned by Albert Gertz Haddad, for the purpose of removing the camper trailer at the subject premises. On this one? On this one, yeah. Please.
Good afternoon, Supervisor and Town Council members. My name is Jennifer Youngst, Assistant Town Attorney for the Town of Smithtown. I'm here to speak on number 2 on today's public hearing calendar in connection with having the board consider a resolution to enter that premises, which is a residential parcel, for the purpose of removing an unsafe and uninhabitable camper on the premises, and the condition of which makes it unlawful at this time. The owner is Mr. Albert Getz Haddad, who you mentioned, and the building director for the town of Smithtown is here to answer any questions if you have any, but he has examined and confirmed that the trailer is unsafe, unsanitary, obsolete, and constitutes an immediate danger to human life and health. Before you are 2 packets of photographs. The first set was taken on February 20th, 2015, and they depict the exterior as well as the interior of this camper to support the findings. It's uninhabitable. There's no space in it. It's been subjected to fire. There's no water running, no electricity running here, and it's falling apart. There's personal property sitting on top of canisters that are meant for propane, etc. Proper notice was given
Okay.
sir, in connection with the violations of the code, section 112-25, and they were affixed to the door as well as mailed to the owner of the property. So there's been no response from the owner to date to remove it as directed pursuant to the law, and the building director does have the power to abate the problem since it's a public health concern of significant proportion. So the recommendation of the town board, of the town attorney's office, as well as the building director, is for consideration to remove it. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
If the town were to go onto that property, is there a time limit prior to going onto the property?
No, sir.
None, thank you.
Counsel, is this in the frontage of the yard? This trailer? It's in front of the road,
No, but it's near a street. It's on the property near a street.
near the street?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to call out people who wish to be heard on this matter. Is this June Michelle? Well, I'd like you to come to the podium. Please.
I was just wondering, could it be possible that if the trailer is to be removed, that some kind of provision would be made to deal with the rat problem? There's tons of rats, and I feel if you do pull the trailer, they're going to go scurrying all through the neighborhood, and that would not be a good
Well,
thing.
I can tell you that we can notify the Department of Health, which is the only entity that I know of that will deal with rats.
Okay.
So if there's somebody listening to this as we talk, we'll make the phone call and ask them to do that.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Really appreciate it.
Adrian DiCiano?
Yes, yes. I live directly across the street, and
Pull it
there
right
are-
now.
there are rats not only on the trailer, there are rats in the house. The house has been, the trailer has been there for 6 years, and the house is empty as far as I know. The windows are wide open, the garage door is broken. There's a ladder leaning against the side of the house. This has been going on for 6 years, and, you know, I'm glad, hopefully something will be done, but there are rats on there. And it's right on Shirley Court and Wyandanch Boulevard. It's right on a corner. There's also an SUV parked, which the tail of it is a little bit into the street also, and that is also bungee corded closed with things spilling out of it.
But we can only deal
Okay.
today
The trailer.
with the trailer.
Okay, well,
Okay, and the other things will come next.
the trailer, yes, it's been there for 6 years, so hopefully something will be done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Steve Worthman?
Hi, I'm also a neighbor on Shirley Court, and something about the frontage of the home was mentioned before. I'm not sure what that means, but the front of the house faces Shirley Court. The side of the house faces Wyandanch Boulevard. So the front of the house where the trailer is faces the front of the house. It's in front of the house, just to make that clear.
Okay.
I'm not through. I know I'm reiterating, but this has been going on, and this has been known by the town to be going on for 6 years now. It's amazing that nothing has been done about it yet.
Well, that's not true.
That's
We've been
not
to
true.
court many times on this, Mr. Town Attorney.
Being a neighbor, looking at the home and seeing what's going on there for 6 years, it getting worse
No.
year after year now,
Sir,
rat
You
infested.
said nothing has been done.
Nothing has been
Well,
done.
if something has been done, we've gone to court.
Yes, we've been in district court several times on
How
this
many
case.
So we have been to the court on this, and obviously we didn't get the response from the court that we wanted.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
it's
So
very
now-
obvious what the problem is now, and it's great that you're considering and hoping to remove this trailer. The house pretty much burnt down, except for the exterior wall 6 years ago. That house is gutted, vacant. I know that animals were found that were carcasses, and I don't understand why the house is in just as bad shape as that trailer is, and I know that's not for today, but it should be following up immediately. Because
will
what's
be.
going on in that home is just unbelievable. It's not a home, it's a rat-infested shell of a house.
Okay? We'll note that, and we'll inspect it.
And when that trailer is moved, rats are going to be everywhere. We're already having problems where they're in the street. We see dead rats. They're coming onto our property. There's garbage from that house coming onto our property for years now.
Well, the purpose of this hearing is to get that trailer removed. And in all likelihood, we will move it. There's no time limitation for the town to approve the entry into that property. We just aren't allowed to go into property without a public hearing. And so it will be taken care of.
Okay. We have all made numerous calls to the town over the years,
Beat it to the post.
and it's great that this is happening today, but I hope that it follows up with other things.
Okay, thank you. Robert, is it Ballas or Bullis?
Bullis.
Bullis.
I live on 65 Wyandanch Boulevard around the corner. You and I have had correspondence, Supervisor, for 15 years now concerning this property. And in addition to what's been mentioned, the building department has put signs on the building declaring it not habitable. There are windows open in the house which permit creatures to fly in and four-legged critters to walk in. There are windows missing in the garage doors facing Shirley Court, facing Wyandanch Boulevard that are missing. Same problem there. And from a safety point of view, there's an extension ladder, fully extended, adjacent to the garage doors facing Wyandanch Boulevard. That extension ladder has been there since before Hurricane Sandy. Never been used or moved. And it would be greatly appreciated by the neighbors if, in addition to the trailer, the property was cleaned and something was done to either enclose that house so people can't enter it or to remove it. Thank you.
Thank you. Albert Getz Haddad. Yes, please.
My house went on fire due to the squirrels, and in July of 2000, oh God, what the hell, 2013. So what this man said is a liar.
Okay, that's all right.
The house and the windows are open because I opened them. The man who was renovating my house is sitting right here. He goes there every day and he does something to improve the house. I spent a lot of money in the house, was burned 60%. Now it's almost 95% finished.
Mr. Haddad, we have to talk about the trailer.
The trailer, I am emptying it every day. I'm emptying it every day, sir. Every day I'm taking stuff out because when the house burned, I moved to the trailer.
How long have you been living in the trailer?
I had a heart attack, and I have been living in the trailer since I had the heart attack. If you can check with the hospital, the VA, I went to the hospital. I'm staying at the center in where was it? Oh, 790 Park Avenue. Thank you. I'm staying there until the house is done. And every day I'm taking stuff out of the trailer, and I'm going to find a new home for it or give it to somebody, whoever wants it. But every day there's less and less there, and that's my house. And I spent a lot of money renovating it. As I said, it was 65 to 70% burned, and this gentleman in the yellow sweater has been building it up. Every day I empty the trailer and then it'll be gone.
We should talk to the guy in the yellow sweater.
Okay, so you're opposed for the town coming in to remove the
I can't hear
trailer?
him.
Could somebody tell him what is it? You're opposed to the town coming into your property and removing the trailer?
I thought,
Okay.
what you're saying.
All right, I'll write it out for you. I will write it out for you.
I'm sorry.
Can you come closer?
I can't hear what you're,
No.
I can't hear what you're saying.
All
sir.
right. Okay, I'm fine. We're good. We're good. We're okay.
Should I sit down?
Please.
Oh.
That's okay. We're finished. Okay. Chris Hessel? Mr. Haddad, sit.
Oh, that's all right here.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm at 63 Barnage Boulevard, again, around the corner next to Mr. Bollis's house. I appreciate the fact that the gentleman feels he's improving the condition of the house, but one of the things I'm more concerned with is the fact that there is now a substantial presence of rats in the area, to the point that I now have rat traps all around the house. When I walk the dog down Shirley Court, there's frequently run-over rats in the street. There's obviously an issue related to health conditions.
Thank you. Anyone else on this matter? I'll move to close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes. The next public hearing is to consider proposed local law 1 of 2015 to add a new chapter of the town code entitled Chapter 57A Bid Awards based on best value.
Good afternoon, Supervisor and members of the Town Board. My name is Janice Hansen. I'm an Assistant Town Attorney for the Town of Smithtown. The purpose of this public hearing is for the Town Board to consider the adoption of proposed local law 1-2015, adding a new chapter to the Town Code, Chapter 57A, Bid Awards based on best value. New York General Municipal Law, Section 1031, has been amended, allowing the town to authorize by adoption of a local law the award of certain purchase contracts subject to competitive bidding on the basis of best value. The best value option may be used if, for example, it is more cost efficient over time to award the good or service to other than the lowest responsible bidder or offerer if factors such as lower cost of maintenance, durability, higher quality, and longer product life can be documented. That concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, is that law sustained by New York State?
Yes.
Would it be?
Yes.
Thank you. Anyone wants to be heard on this? Please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Supervisor and Councilman. My name is
Lift it.
Charlie Gardner. I'm Director of Government Affairs for the Long Island chapter of the National Electrical Contractors Association. And the concern of the members is just kind of like the devil's in the details. It's really within the definitions here. The chief concern is the level of subjectivity that might arise or might come into the awarding of these types of contracts. If you read in the applicability, the provisions of the chapter, they exclude purchase contracts necessary for the completion of a public works. It says contact, I'm sure it means contract, but necessary for the completion of a public works contract pursuant to Article 8 New York Labor Law. The benchmark price for expenditures is $20,000. For instance, would this apply to all bids given out by the town? Let's say for, if we're going to install solar panels, if we're going to do a large electrical job, you know, in the, say $150,000, does that come under the definitions of goods and services for purposes of best value?
I believe it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So the and if you read the the standards for best value, you know that it does cite where possible determination shall be based on objective and quantifiable analysis of clearly described and documented criteria, which is all well and good and it's fine. Where possible, why does it say where possible? Shouldn't it always be the determination based on that? It just, we're not quibbling with the intent of the law.
Cool.
And we certainly have faith in the current town board. But down the road, you just know, when subjectivity enters into it, that's the concern of my members. Now, we have, our chapter has 47 electrical contractors that work throughout Nassau and Suffolk, and they're the ones that have raised the concern. It's just about the wording. and they want to kind of be reassured as subjectivity versus objectivity. Very simple when you have a bid awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. Two key words, lowest and responsible. So this, where possible, the determination shall be, why shouldn't it be at all times based on that criteria?
Your comments are well taken. The town attorney will review that and make suggestions if possible. Okay?
Thank you very much,
Thank you for
Mr.
coming.
Supervisor.
Anybody else wish to be heard on this matter? We'll move on. Ms. McCarthy?
Supervisor Vecchio, you want to close the hearing?
Yeah, I move to close the hearing.
Yeah.
Supervisor Vecchio, Councilman McCarthy, Councilman
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Appointments by the Supervisor Patrick R. Vecchio. Supervisor Patrick R. Vecchio hereby appoints Donald Musnog as Budget Officer for the fiscal year 2015. Under correspondence, number 1 through 9, St. James Chamber of Commerce Halloween Parade, Costume Parade, St. Philip's and James Church Festival, Parade Run Walk American Legion, Parade Run Walk Holy Mary Mother Knights of Columbus, Special Event St. James Chamber of Commerce, Parade Run Walk John W. Cook Veterans Post 395, Parade Run Walk Smithtown 350 Celebration Parade, Building Department Report March 2015, and one added on, number 9, Farmers Market Kings Park from June 7th through November 22nd, 2015. Move on. Advertisement for public hearing. The town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to be held at Eugene Catania Senior Citizen Center, April 23rd, 2015, at 7 p.m. to consider amendment Chapter 322 zoning of the town code regarding fees.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
On the resolutions, just so you know, up front 3J has been withdrawn on this page. And number 1 under resolutions, the town board to authorize town clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned to Town Hall 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York. Number 1A, bid number 15-017, loader for April 23rd, 2015, returnable.
That's a separate.
Okay. Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Number 2, the town board to award the following bids as so authorize the purchase of the associated goods and services for 2A and B, paint and stain to Willis Paint, Elmont Paint, Abos Paint, as for bid openings, and B, final award of bid number 15-008 for printed shirts to Woods Men's and Boys Wear, Reynolds Sportswear, and Diamond Army and Neighbor.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Okay, number 3 again, 3J is withdrawn, and the rest I'll read. Town board to approve the following. Number 1, town board regular meeting, I guess that's minutes, should be minutes, March 3rd, 2015 at 2 p.m. Let's see. B, the town clerk to issue a parade run walk permit to Holy Mother Mary Knights of Columbus. C, the town clerk to issue a parade run walk permit to American Legion. Number 944, town clerk to issue parade run walk permit to St. James Chamber of Commerce. E, the town clerk to issue a special permit events to St. Philip's and James Roman Catholic Church. F, Matthew Lankowitz, safety officer, and others to an environmental concerts. G, Christopher Carter, assistant town engineer, to attain continuing education seminar. H, payment to H.O. Penn for a rental of a tractor dozer. I, resolution number 2015-195, adopt the town board meeting of March 3rd, 2015. K, the supervisor to execute the intermunicipal agreement with the Incorporated Village of Lloyd Harbor. L, town attorney or appropriate official to enter into a stipulation of settlement. And M, town board to appoint Conservation Town Board Waterfront Advisory Committee for the LWRP update project.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Okay, now we have 4, and this will be a 4A, and there'll be a B and a C, read on to these sequels. Town Board to do study and deliberation of subject record to issue a secret and negative declaration. That's 4A, application for site plan approval by Indian Head Family LLC. Number 15 030, secret services for organic waste processing facility, and Sequer site plan approval for Galleria Terry LLC 14-16.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Under LWRP, the town board to issue a written consistency determination per Chapter 151 as per 5A of the printed agenda.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 6, the town board to approve the following matters. Town board to approve the following special exception petition 2015-02 as submitted by Simplay Entertainment LLC as per the printed agenda.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Number 7, the town board to authorize the acceptance of the following per 7A, B, C, and D, donation, 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 and donations.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. 8. Okay, through N. Town board to authorize the controller to execute the following as per 8A through N. Increase in revenue codes, a transfer, a decrease in revenue codes, an increase, decrease, transfer, an increase in revenue code, an increase, and a transfer and an increase in revenue code, all housekeeping matters.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 9, the town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following on a form approved by the town attorney as per 9A and B. Tree or exclusion from the general liability policy regarding terrorism, and B, agreement with advance payment of $11,415 from New York State in connection with eminent domain taking of a small portion of town property.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 10, A, Roslyn Savings Bank check. Town board to authorize the release of the following as per the printed agenda.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Under personnel, town board to approve the following personnel matters as per 11A through F, a part-time appointment and acceptance of volunteer services, seasonal appointments and reappointments for the Parks, Buildings, and Grounds, seasonal appointments and reappointments for the Department of Public Safety, seasonal appointments and reappointments to the Department of Public Safety, and seasonal appointment for park attendant.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
On the traffic, the town board to authorize the following amendments to the Uniform Traffic Code as per Schedule J, standing and stopping.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Get some other ones also.
Mr. Wareheim will read three other,
Three additional read-ons. Did we read this one?
this was done.
That's done?
Yeah.
Okay, resolution number 10132, agreement with CSEA, regarding reassignment of personnel.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Resolution number 10133, reassignment of employee ID number 130300695 to the position of laborer C+ in the municipal service facility at a rate of pay of $29.53 per hour effective April 8th, 2015, in accordance with an agreement with CSEA approved April 7th, 2015.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Resolution number 10119, advertisement for PH Chapter 248 definition and fees. Town Board to authorize the town clerk as advertised, to advertise for a public hearing to be held at the Eugene Canataro Senior Center, 420 Middle Country Road, Smithtown, New York, on Thursday, April 23rd, 2015, at 7 p.m. to consider amending Chapter 248 subdivision of lands of the Town Code, read definitions and fees.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes. Mr. Mancini wishes to be heard.
Good evening. Sorry, good afternoon. I'm Mark Mancini. I'm Chamber of Commerce President in Smithtown. I'm here today to ask for your help because 3 weeks ago we had an incident in Smithtown in which the shopping centers on the south side, which are in the village of the Branch, decided to tow cars after 10 o'clock at night on a Friday night. As you're aware, we have many restaurants on the north side, and when you come into Smithtown, and if you're from out of town, you generally look and you see the parking lot on the south side and you park and you use the crosswalks, which we worked very hard for 4 years ago to get done in Smithtown so you can cross safely and go to a restaurant or a bar and several different things on the north side. When we heard about this, as president, I pulled the restaurant owners on the north side in, and I also pulled Acadia Realty representative into one room, and as well the Smithtown Arts Theater, Ken Washington. We sat in a room and we hammered out some tentative ideas on how we can stop this to happen in the future. As you know, it's probably happened 3 or 4 times in the past 5 years where they've kind of staked their claim and they've towed cars, and we kind of settled things out. It kind of started more when the fence went up along the south side of the road, and what it's done, it's created an atmosphere in that parking lot where people generally park on one side or the other side so that they're close to the crosswalk so they can cross onto the north side. One idea we have is to possibly put a crosswalk going from the 9/11 park to the center of that parking lot and splitting that fence in half to cut the walk time down. Of course, we'd have to go to the DOT and do a little work, go back to the DOT, which they did promise they would restripe the road and come back and revisit everything. They haven't revisited anything in the past 5 years. I can truthfully and honestly say when we negotiated with the DOT to restripe the road, since then nobody's been killed on that main street in that whole section. We were averaging 1 person a year getting killed there. That's a big deal. And I think if we come together again, the businesses of Smithtown, the town board, and consider things like in a business improvement district so that we can get the north side of the street and the south side of the street together and maybe come up with some sort of fund that helps that parking lot and that owner of the parking lot maintain it. So it's for the betterment of the whole community instead of this north-south divide that we have and things going on. May I continue a little bit longer, sir?
Yeah, but I just need to, we've done, excuse me, we have implemented a business improvement district for the South Side Business District, but it was never acted upon by the then Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
I think you'd have to ask the Village of the Branch to have a business improvement district because they're a separate entity, a separate government.
I would be glad to do that.
If we have to revisit they call it a bid for the north side, once again, the town attorney will determine it. We'll be happy to do that.
Okay. I mean, however we can work together to get this, because it's going to recur over and over again, where we have this situation. And I will tell you this, that when this occurred, it was the Friday night before Restaurant Week. The Smithtown Chamber of Commerce works very hard to get this Restaurant Week twice a year to create this atmosphere. And a lot of people come to the restaurants, for the Restaurant Week. And some of the stories I'm hearing about these people are towed. One guy said he went to Menino's restaurant on the south side, had a great dinner, and decided to join some friends on the north side at Napratandi's for a couple drinks and came back and his car was towed. But that's the way a downtown village is supposed to work, where you go to one place and then you go to another place. And it's very disturbing to me that we have this divide.
How do they determine which car is...
It's a very good question, because I don't know who's determining what cars, watching these people cross the road.
What restaurant is being patronized?
Right. I mean, how do you prove that? It's something that doesn't work. At the same time, I understand Acadia's point of view. They're paving that parking lot, they're maintaining it. Some of the concerns that came up in the meeting were very valid, which are they have beer bottles showing up in their parking lot after 10 o'clock at night because of the bar traffic. Some of the things that we hammered out is the bar, Napratandi's, volunteered to have people come over late at night and just run through the parking lot and clean up a little bit. So that's some of the give and take that the businesses are working together, which is great. But I think we got to go a little bit further and get this to work as one great town. I mean, it's amazing to me how successful the restaurants are and how great they are.
But I think you've answered your question. I think we've already implemented a business improvement district if we have to do it again, we're happy to do it again.
Okay.
Your problem is the south side. You have to prevail upon that government in the Village of the Branch to do likewise.
Okay. Who should I work with once I get the village in? Do we work
Well,
with planning, or do we work through the?
You can come and talk to me, and we'll disseminate the information
You got
to
it.
the appropriate department.
And I would love to go back to the DOT and ask them to keep going with their improvements.
Okay,
But,
thank you.
Okay?
Okay, yes.
Thank you very much.
We will reconvene, Mr. Clerk, as the Board of Site Plan Review. The Board of Site Plan Review to conditionally approve a site plan by Writings LLC, Donaldson Acoustics for a proposed 8,500 square foot mezzanine. Conditionally approve the site plan by Clickit for the legalization of 2 mezzanine areas totaling 1,120 square feet. And conditionally approve a site plan by Galleria Terry for a proposed 6,000 square foot multi-use building.
Okay. Councilman Wareham?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
I'll move to close the site plan hearing and the regular town board meeting.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
I'm sorry. The town board meeting, Mr. Abanchik, you wish to be heard? Come up. We didn't close it yet.
We'll have to re-close it.
Hello, everybody. I heard of the concerns about the Wyandanch House, Wyandanch Boulevard. We have animal control at the animal shelter. Maybe they could set up a bunch of traps, start catching the rats, and get rid of them like that. I don't know if there's a guideline. I just thought that'd be a good thing for the town to do. If they catch 4 rats a night, maybe in a month they get rid of the problem. You guys know I always come up here and talk about the animal shelter. I'm not going to really get into that today because public safety is doing an investigation. I wish Lynn was here because I wanted to tell her that I am happy with the what's going on with the advisory board and the improvements. I just saw a couple of people from the Parks Department there. I got to meet them. I never saw them there, but they've been doing a wonderful job with all the improvements they've been doing. I want to switch over to Mr. Jorgensen, the Highway Department. Mr. Vecchio, you were quoted in the paper saying that he's an elected official, you have no control over him, like whether he goes to work the following day. I think that should be changed somehow, where even if he is an elected official, where if he does something wrong, that you guys have the power to suspend him until after the court case has been resolved as far as him being back on the job. I don't understand the full thing, but it says there was like 1.1 million owed to that company in Kings Park. I feel that they have some fault too, that they should know their own business as opposed to when they're putting that asphalt down. And as a taxpayer, this 1.1 million, is that what's owed, or did they already get partial payment for that whole job?
It's still currently owed.
But did they already get some of the money?
It's still currently owed.
Okay, but my point was, did they get a down payment already?
If it's 1.1 million outstanding, that's what's owed.
Okay, but did they already receive 1.1 million, like half the money?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay, so who's liable for that? Like, is Mr. Jorgensen, like, he screwed up, so do we have insurance for that? Like, the taxpayers are out that money, that work was obsolete, it doesn't count.
We don't know that yet. That's being tested by an engineering firm, whether that road is viable or the many roads are viable. Let me get back to the other question. If you want to change the law about elected officials, you need to get the New York State Legislature to change that law. We have no control of what is passed in Albany and handed down to localities such as Smithtown.
As works for the town of Smithtown, Mr. Jorgensen,
He's elected by the people to be highway superintendent.
can you guys change that situation where he's,
No,
why do we need an elected official in the highway department for?
it's dictated by highway law of the state of New York.
Okay, can we put an amendment there, if he breaks the laws, we can get rid of him? Let's say he's going to do something silly tomorrow or next week, where he's going to cost the taxpayers another $500,000.
Once again, you need to get the law changed in Albany.
I'm not smart enough to do that, or do I want to waste my time? But maybe you guys can do it, or hire someone to help Matt
Well-
do it, or something like that. I mean, it's ridiculous that this guy can break the
Okay.
laws and cost the taxpayers over $1 million.
First of all, I would say to you that Mr. Jorgensen is innocent until proven guilty. That's one. Two, there are means for a municipality like Smithtown to abolish the position to be elected that would be determined by a referendum of the people of the town of Smithtown.
And one last thing, I read that we got $11 million for a piece of parcel. What happens with that money? Where does it go? How's it going to be spent?
Goes into the general fund of the town of Smithtown.
It goes for, doesn't lower our taxes or our houses, will be spent?
All money that comes in may lower your taxes, depends how much of it there is to apply.
Is it, or will it be in a separate budget as we need it, we spend it?
No, it's part of the general fund. General fund accumulates money throughout the course of the year. It's applied to the operating budget of the future year.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll move to close the meeting.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareham?
Yes.